Welcome back to Against the Cage. I'm Scott Fontana here with the top UFC lightweight contender in the world, Arman Tsarukyan. Listen, Arman, I was looking up kind of the latest on you earlier today, and there's some images of you going around from training, and you just look massive. You look shredded, dude. How's your weight right now compared to where you typically are?
I mean, I'm like getting bigger every fight, when I walk around like 85 kilo, but before I was walk around like 83, 82 kilo, like I'm getting older and bigger, so that's why now I have more muscle and now I'm more lean than I used to be. So that's why in the pictures you can see, and of course a lot of juices.
And I know Dave's Hot Chicken. I understand that is a big favorite of yours.
Bears, hot chicken, Armenian water.
There you go. There you go. There you go. So listen, obviously, giant fight ahead of you. Islam Makhachev, rematch for you, title fight. This is your first UFC championship fight. You had said recently that the lightweight championship is what motivates you much more rather than actually fighting Islam Makhachev again. I understand, there's no personal beef between you guys. It's really just fight, it's just business and that kind of thing. But is there a part of you that really wants to beat him just because he won that first fight?
Yeah, of course, there is some percent uh, that I was when I was like on ranked when he was a champion. I always thought hopefully he's gonna stay champion, and when I'm gonna be on the top, I can fight with him for the title, and like everything going like I thought when I was like 23, 22 years old.
So were you rooting for him a little bit, just kind of hoping
Yeah,
for his success so
even
he'd be there?
even yeah, even when he didn't have a fight, I wanted him to always win, because he beat me, and like if he lose, like people say, oh, he's not that good, but like he beat me, and like when he like beat everybody, okay, I say to myself, you see, like he's good, like, and I gotta train hard, and like yeah, so
I mean, how crazy is it?
I wanted him to be a champion, so and he's from Russia as well, and it's for me it's better him than someone else.
But how crazy is it for you that the guy you made your UFC debut against, when he also was not a top contender or anything, is the guy with the belt when you get there for the belt? I mean, this is kind of an interesting full circle moment.
Yeah, that fight showed like we are one of the best fighters in the world. I mean, in 155 division. So, but people didn't know and didn't thought like one day we're gonna fight for the title. In
No
five
one really saw
years.
that coming. No one saw that coming, at least at that point, right? Now we've
Yeah.
seen it coming for a few years. This has been building up to this point. But and I know you see yourself as a completely different fighter these days. It was years ago as well, 2019, since the prime you first fought. But what aspects of your skill set do you think have improved the most?
Here on my mindset, experience. Yeah, of course, like conditional striking, wrestling, everything. But like the most important thing is it's your mindset that to be ready for to fight for the title. So and I think I've been ready for 5 rounds last 2 years. So
Okay. Do you do any visualizations or like picturing how the fight will go in your head? And if so, like what do you imagine? How do you see it playing out?
of course you do. I do that every day, especially like yeah, when you think about fight. Okay, you like think what's gonna happen this position, that position, like on the clinch, on the floor, like how I'm gonna escape, defend, wrestling. I mean, I have a big fight. Of course I think about the fight, how it happened, and the whole time I do visualization like the best case scenario, how knock him out, and like when Dana White like give me belt. So
Now this fight was affected a couple of times by some planning. It was originally going to be in October. I know you'd mentioned it was possible that it was going to happen in December as well. It was delayed by some I believe injuries on Islam's end. How did all of the kind of the delays here affect your training?
yeah, it was a little bit difficult, when you don't know like when you're fighting exactly. But still, I'm young and I can handle it and I can train hard. Um, I try to control myself, and not don't overtrain. And So if I fought in October, I wasn't be that good like now, because I'm still young. I'm 28 years old, and like I'm learning every day and work on my skills. So for me, it was maybe the way better than to fight in October.
Sure, and as you said, you're in your 20s still. A lot of the lightweight contenders up and down are in their 30s. We've talked about this before, actually. We talked about it last year, but you targeted 3 fights this year. You said you'd love to get 3 fights in this year. You've got Islam first. Waiting in the wings is Charles Oliveira as the top contender. If both of those fights go your way, would you expect Islam would be maybe there at that third fight at the end of the year? Because, obviously he was a longtime champion and that would be a trilogy fight.
Yeah, of course, of course. First of all, I wanna get that title, win this my fight, and then I can, yeah, I can fight with everybody. My main goal is to be a champion and to have that belt, and like enjoy a little bit, rest a little because I've never been resting last maybe 5 years or 6 years, 5.5 years because when I won Dariush, I said, okay, they're not gonna give me title fight. I gotta fight one more time, and I was thinking about contender fight. When you want contender fight, you're not happy because you gotta like one more step. This is last step. When after this fight, you can like get a little bit, you know, like go to vacation for a couple of weeks and then back to train.
Of course. Yeah. And I mean, do you have anything in mind as far as kind of what you want to do once this fight is over? You imagine yourself being the champion. What's kind of like that first step? You're gonna go somewhere and celebrate? Are you gonna bring it to any of the many countries that you have ties to, or even Armenia?
Yeah, the of course we're gonna celebrate at night, and yeah, I wanna celebrate with my team, family, and then yeah, I wanna fly Russia, Armenia, Georgia, and that places where I spend mostly my time, and of course Miami as well, where I train, go to my gym, American Top Team, because I've been training there 5 years. So yeah, just go there and like appreciate people who helped me to give them that belt, and yeah, the belt going to stay in Russia. So my home right now
Okay.
is in Russia, and after this fight, anyway, the belt going in Russia.
Okay, okay. Now I have to ask you something. There was an interesting thing that you had said in one of the recent videos posted to your YouTube channel a couple weeks ago. And at the end of the video, you
About
identified
invest.
invested. Yes, can you please explain like what that means? Because I'm curious what you meant by the 100% invested, not 100% invested in MMA.
I mean, I was talking Russian, right?
Hmm.
People when translate they translate not right, you never can translate like a slang things or different things, and now like all people starting to say, oh, Arman not investing, or he's just uh trying to find excuses if he lose. No, it was like I wanted to say like Islam when he was young, he was dreaming just to be a fighter, make money from the fight, and he was living with that all his life. And I was meaning like I have a different lifestyle. When I was young, I didn't think about fight. I was like just playing hockey, and I wanted to be an NFL, an NHL player. That's what I wanted to say. It's like completely, we had completely different lifestyle. And
Mhm.
Islam, like he was like invested him whole his life for this. But I started like invest like when I was like 18 years old, like 17 years old, when I started train MMA. That's was the meaning.
Sure. So just to clarify, you are 100% invested in MMA right now.
Of course, last 10 years, like every day I think about I mean, not 10 years, last 6 years, last 6 years, I'm just thinking about UFC,
When you
about
got to the UFC,
UFC,
correct?
yeah, UFC gold, and that's it. Not even money. I just think about UFC belt.
Sure, sure. I'm sure that will put people like Michael Bisping at ease. He was like, "What's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on
Michael
here?"
Bing is, yeah. How can I be number one lightweight, like number one in the world rank and not invested? I wake up, think about my training. I go to sleep, think about tomorrow training. So I eat, sleep, and live for this, right now. But before, like when I was 15, 16, 17, 14, I was just thinking about different stuff.
Of course, of course. You might want to talk to the translator on that one, right?
Yeah, it's kind of yeah, because I had like this situation a couple weeks ago as well. Like one guy posted like when I said some Russian slangs. I mean, even with Poirier, I said like some completely different things, and like people who translate in English, and like uh they didn't understand like what means like Russian slang and English slang, and that's why like he's my teammate. I didn't mean like bad words to him.
Gotcha, gotcha. Well, fortunately, you and I can communicate in English, so I think you're getting your point across really well here. I want to ask you one more question though, and this is, obviously you know the situation I'm sure that's going on in Southern California with all of the fires that are taking place. Your fight is supposed to be not too far away from there on January 18th. I know they actually canceled some events at the Intuit Dome where this fight's going to be at. Have you heard anything about, what is happening there, how that might how affect the event, UFC 311?
I heard everything gonna be good. So because we have one more week, more than one week, and fire is going down, and it's not windy anymore, and hopefully fire happened in California because I'm already here, and my all fans came to help me. My family like came here as well, and we don't want to move, from here to some different place. But if it happened, like we're ready for everywhere. So
Sure. And obviously that would be disappointing too because of all the Armenian population in Los
yeah, of
Angeles
course,
area is
that's the,
huge.
the that's the main thing, because we already booked all stuff after fight, before fight, in California, and all media things, and my sponsor as well. So should be good, and we'll see.